Large areas with similar climates, plants, and animals, like a tundra, taiga, or desert. Biome. A biome is a region on Earth with distinct climate, plants, and animals.
Imagine trying to find the right clothing for the unpredictable weather in your city. Just like how we sort our wardrobes to match different weather patterns, like having coats for winter and shorts for summer, biomes represent large areas on Earth where climate dictates which plants and animals can thrive. In this analogy, your wardrobe is like a biome, with each section, coats, shorts, etc., representing different climates such as tundra, taiga, or desert, where specific types of flora and fauna are best suited to survive.
All the living and non-living things interacting in an area. Ecosystem. An ecosystem is like a community where plants, animals, and non-living things like water and rocks all work together.
Imagine trying to organize a chaotic family gathering where each member has different needs and preferences. This is similar to how an ecosystem functions, with various living organisms and non-living elements interacting in a specific area. Just as you might balance Aunt Mary's preference for quiet with the kids' need for play space, an ecosystem balances the needs of plants, animals, water, and sunlight to maintain harmony.
The top of liquid changing into a gas. Evaporation. Evaporation is when a liquid turns into a gas, usually from the surface, when heat causes its molecules to move faster and break away.
Imagine sitting in a crowded room, and gradually people start leaving one by one, making the room feel less congested. This is similar to how molecules at the surface of a liquid gain enough energy to escape into the air as gas, reducing the overall density of the liquid at the top. Just like people leaving a crowded room makes it less crowded, molecules escaping from the surface of a liquid into the air make the liquid level decrease, illustrating the process of evaporation.
The process of a gas changing into a liquid. Condensation. Condensation is when water vapor in the air cools down and turns back into droplets, like on a cold glass.
Imagine trying to fit too many clothes into a small suitcase before a trip. As you pack, the clothes get compressed and squeezed tightly to fit into the limited space, much like gas molecules cool down and come closer together to form a liquid. Just as the clothes change from a loose pile to a compact bundle in the suitcase, gas molecules transition from a freely moving state to a denser liquid form during condensation.
Water that falls to Earth in any form, like rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Precipitation. Precipitation is when water from clouds falls to the ground as rain, snow, or ice.
Imagine you're at a party with a variety of drinks being served, but you're not sure what you'll end up with in your glass. Just like the uncertainty of which drink you'll receive, precipitation involves different forms of water falling from the sky, such as rain, snow, sleet, or hail. The connection is that just as a party guest might receive any beverage from the selection, the Earth can receive any type of precipitation depending on the atmospheric conditions, with temperature and air pressure acting like the bartender, deciding what gets served.
A biome with very little rainfall or plant life. Desert. A desert is a dry area where there is little water and consequently very few plants and animals can survive.
Imagine trying to cook a meal with an almost empty pantry. Just like the challenge of making a dish with limited ingredients, a desert is a biome with very little rainfall or plant life, making it difficult for life to thrive. The connection here is that both the empty pantry and the desert present a scarcity of essential resources, ingredients in the pantry and water plants in the desert, requiring adaptation and creativity to make the most out of what is available.
a treeless biome with long, cold winters and short, cool summers. Tundra. Tundra is a cold, dry region where the ground is often frozen and only hardy plants like mosses and lichens can grow.
Imagine trying to grow a garden in a tiny, cramped apartment with little sunlight. Just as the limited space and lack of sunlight hinder the growth of plants, the harsh conditions of the tundra, with its long, cold winters and short, cool summers, prevent trees from thriving. In this analogy, the small apartment represents the tundra's harsh climate. The lack of sunlight mirrors the short growing season, and the stunted plant growth is akin to the tundra's inability to support trees.
An area of land that is periodically underwater. Wetland. Wetlands are natural areas where water covers the soil, creating a unique environment for plants and animals.
Imagine trying to manage a closet that sometimes gets flooded with clothes during certain seasons, making it difficult to access everything inside. This is similar to how a wetland operates, where land is periodically submerged underwater, affecting the accessibility and usability of the area. Just as the inundation of clothing in your closet can change how you interact with the space, the periodic flooding in a wetland alters the ecosystem, influencing which plants and animals thrive and how nutrients are cycled.
A biome covered by grasses and fertile soil. Grassland. Grasslands are large, open areas where the main plants are grasses, which support many animals and help maintain the ecosystem.
Imagine trying to maintain a balanced diet where you need a variety of nutrients to keep your body healthy. Just like your body relies on different nutrients, a grassland biome relies on a mix of grasses and fertile soil to support its ecosystem. In this analogy, the grasses are like different food groups, providing essential nutrients, while the fertile soil is like your digestive system, crucial for processing and distributing those nutrients throughout the ecosystem, ensuring everything thrives.
The shoreline between high and low tide. Intertidal zone. The intertidal zone is the area of the beach that is covered by water at high tide and exposed to air at low tide.
Imagine trying to keep your feet dry while walking along a beach, where waves constantly shift the boundary between dry sand and wet sand. This challenge is similar to the ever-changing intertidal zone, the shoreline that shifts with the tides. Just as you navigate between the wet and dry areas of the beach, organisms in the intertidal zone must adapt to both aquatic and terrestrial conditions as the tides ebb and flow, creating a dynamic environment that changes with the rhythm of the ocean.
The place where an organism lives. Habitat. A habitat is the natural home where plants and animals live and find everything they need to survive.
Imagine trying to find the perfect apartment that suits all your needs and preferences in a bustling city. Just like how you need a place that fits your lifestyle, budget, and daily routines, an organism needs a habitat that provides the right conditions for its survival, growth, and reproduction. In this analogy, the apartment represents the habitat. Your needs and preferences are akin to the organism's survival requirements. And the city is the broader environment where both you and the organism must navigate to find that perfect spot.
The largest population that an environment can support. Carrying capacity. Carrying capacity is the maximum number of individuals an environment's resources can sustainably support without degrading.
Imagine having a limited number of seats at a dinner table and trying to invite as many friends as possible. Just like how you can only invite as many people as there are seats, an environment can only support as many organisms as its resources allow. The dinner table's seating capacity is like the environment's carrying capacity, where each seat represents resources like food, water, and space, and each guest represents an individual in a population.
An environmental factor that limits population growth, for example, a drought. Limiting factor. In science, a limiting factor is anything that restricts the size or growth of a population.
Imagine trying to fill a bathtub with a severely clogged drain. Just as the slow drainage restricts how full the bathtub can get, an environmental factor like a drought limits how large a population can grow. In this analogy, the clogged drain represents the drought, and the bathtub represents the environment. Both the drain and the drought restrict the capacity, one by preventing water from accumulating, and the other by limiting resources needed for population growth.
The first species to populate an area, pioneer species. Pioneer species are the initial organisms that begin colonizing barren environments, paving the way for other species to establish.
Imagine moving into a new apartment that is completely empty with no furniture or decorations. Just like how you are the first to settle in and make the space livable by bringing in furniture and personal touches, pioneer species are the first to populate a barren area and start the process of ecological succession. In this analogy, you are the pioneer species, as you lay the groundwork for a comfortable living environment, similar to how pioneer species, like lichens or grasses, establish a foundation for other species to thrive and eventually move in.
A tree that sheds its leaves each year, like an oak or maple tree. Deciduous. Deciduous refers to trees that lose their leaves annually to conserve resources during unfavorable seasons.
Think about how every year you go through your closet to get rid of clothes you no longer wear. This is similar to how deciduous trees shed their leaves each year to prepare for the changing seasons. Just as you clear out old clothes to make room for new and adapt to different weather, deciduous trees drop their leaves to conserve energy and resources during the winter, ready to grow fresh leaves in the spring.
An area where fresh river water mixes with salty ocean water. Estuary. An estuary is where rivers meet the sea, creating a unique and productive environment for many species.
Imagine trying to blend two different playlists, one filled with soothing acoustic tracks and the other with high-energy dance music, into a single cohesive party mix. Just like the challenge of merging these contrasting music styles into a harmonious blend, an estuary is where fresh river water and salty ocean water meet and mix together. In this analogy, the soothing acoustic tracks represent the calm, fresh river water, while the energetic dance music symbolizes the dynamic, salty ocean water. The result is a unique and balanced environment, much like the diverse ecosystem created in an estuary where these waters converge.
How organisms interact with their environment. Ecology. Ecology is the study of how living things relate to each other and their surroundings.
Imagine trying to find the perfect spot in a crowded cafe to enjoy your coffee. Just like finding that ideal table where the lighting, noise level, and proximity to the counter are just right, organisms interact with their environment to find the best conditions for survival. In both scenarios, individuals assess their surroundings and adjust their behavior to maximize their comfort and efficiency. In the cafe, you choose a seat based on personal preferences, while in ecology, organisms adapt and interact with their habitat to meet their needs for food, shelter, and reproduction.